In order to understand the cycles of the moon, we have to go back into history and look at our ancestors and how they used to live. So our ancestors were stuck at night, and for them the moon and the fire were sources of illumination and safety. The moon has always been a symbol of romance and adventure. For witches, the moon is the symbol and embodiment of the goddess as maiden, mother, and crone, and is usually the feminine counterpart to the masculine sun god. In addition to the Sabbats, witches also celebrate some phases of the moon, or Sabbats. The word Sabbat comes from the French word for frolic, which means that you have to be joyous during these events. You have to be happy. In one version of the Charge of the Goddess, the lady commands, "Once in the month, and better it be when the moon is full, you should gather in some secret place and adore me." Almost all witches do ritual at the full moon, drawing on her power for any magic needed. Some also gather at what is called Diana's Bow, 3 days after the new moon, when she becomes visible as a slender crescent reminiscent of the bow of a virgin huntress Diana. Also, some witches might do rituals at the last quarter of the moon, when the slender waning crescent is called Hecate's sickle, or Hecate's sickle, in reference to the goddess of night and magic. Many witches also do ritual at the dark moon, an effective time for divination. If you want to know the phases of the moon, we could start from waxing crescent with Diana's bow, go to first quarter or half moon, waxing give us full moon, waning give us third or last quarter, waning crescent, and new moon or dark of the moon. Because women have monthly menstrual periods related to lunar cycles, the moon seems feminine to many people. The moon's phases can be associated with the major stages of women's lives also. The waxing moon stands for the maiden, the full moon is the mother, and the waning moon is the crone. Several goddesses are associated with the moon, such as Selene, the Titan goddess of the Greeks, Artemis, the Greek huntress Luna, the Roman moon goddess, and Diana. Many cultures also have moon gods, such as the Egyptian Khonsu and the Babylonian Sin. But most weekends, most of the times, the moon is the goddess aspect and the sun is the god aspect. Each full moon has a name or several related to the month in which it occurs. This list I have taken from what is called the Father's Almanac, and although it could appear in different cultures with different descriptors. So January normally is called the wolf moon, February is called a snow moon, March is worm moon, April pink moon, May flower moon, June a strawberry moon, July buck moon, August sturgeon moon, September harvest moon, October hunter's moon, November beaver moon, and December cold moon. As the moon moves through the 12 signs of the zodiac, it has different energies in each sign. The magic you perform at the full moon aspect might be affected by the sign of the moon is in. The zodiac traditionally begins with Aries, and the signs follow in order. Remember, there are 13 zodiac signs and not 12 as we commonly know. If you are interested in astrology or in the zodiacs or natal charts, This might be an area that you can do a little bit more research on your own, as it will not be covered here. Witches have long been associated with the night and the moon, perhaps because of the mystery magic we feel in the moonlight. We have a reputation to be a night owl, although not all witches are. Moonlight is the time for dream and fantasy, shape-shifting and transformation, mystery and the occult. Also the unknown. The lunar cycle, like the wheel of the year, is also a reminder of the wheel of life, the wheel of fortune in tarot cards. What goes around comes around. What is low shall be raised. What is dark shall be light. As one variation of a common pagan chant says, all that dies shall be reborn. All that falls shall rise again. The wheel of the year and lunar cycles are just two patterns that can help define and guide our lives. There are other cycles that might be special for you in your life. This might involve your career, your kids, and your school, your hobbies or sports, and so on. If you are interested in learning more about cycles, we are preparing right now a course in numerology. Beyond these are the recurring dance of day and night, the astrological cycles of the planets, and the reincarnation cycle of our lives, deaths, and rebirths. The mysteries and powers of all these are open to the witch. Let's talk about the pentagram. You probably have seen these in many movies, representations of drawings. But what is the pentagram? What is its power? What does it mean? In our model of reality, the universe is formed of earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. On one level, they represent solid matter, gases, energy, liquids, and spirit. On another level, they are our physical bodies, minds, energy fields, emotions, and souls. All of the first four elements are connected and harmonized in spirit. The elements and all the correspondences or subsets of them make up the symbolic language of Wiccan magic. If you're a massage therapist, you probably have heard about or you have studied Eastern philosophy, you might have heard about the 5 elements. The most common correspondence used for the pentagram has direction, element, physicality, human component, and ritual tool. So for east, for direction will be the element air, physical will be gas, human component will be mental, and the ritual tool used will be the sword or the wand. For direction south will be element fire, physical energy, human component will be energetic, and ritual tool will be the wand or the sword. For direction west, element will be water, physical will be liquid, human component will be emotional, and the ritual tool will be chalice. For direction north, element will be earth, physical will be solid, human component will be physical, and ritual tool is the pentacle. For direction center, element is the spirit, physical is the spirit, human component is spiritual, and ritual tool candle or deity of the statues. One thing I would recommend is that if you want to embark yourself in the world of Wicca, the first thing you need to do is to purchase your first tool. This is called, or will be called, the Book of Shadows. This is a book that you need to keep with you at all times, and that every witch should keep. I will cover more about this, but just to know, for you, is that the Book of Shadows is a blank book in which you record your journey as a witch. Every spell, every ritual you perform or participate in, as well as notes taken in classes, should be recorded in your book. Ideally, you might make the book yourself, but You can buy your Book of Shadows ready-made. There are many of them in different stores or online. Your local metaphysical store also will have them. You can also buy a blank book from your local stationery shop. Some books will be simple, usually black, while others might be embossed with the pentagram, the tree of life, or another symbol on the cover. Before you use your new book and pen, remember to consecrate them to the service of the goddess and the god. You can pass them through incense and smoke or over a candle flame and sprinkle a few drops of salt water by saying, I cleanse and purify this Book of Shadows and pen of art to the service of you, the Lady and the Lord, that I might write in your honor during my studies and in practice of the craft of the wise. So mote it be. The smoke, candle flame, salt, and water bring the energies of the four elements to witness your words and imbue the whole spell with the power. You can also have a virtual Book of Shadows in their computers, although I guess an old school, I prefer more of having one that is something that I can touch, that is physical. I suggest that you start with the physical book, since there might be a part of you that really enjoys the feel of the actual book. You can always switch to the computer if you find you're using the book back to the pentagram. So what is the pentagram? The pentagram is a 5-pointed star with the lines of the star overlapping. It is the symbol for everything. The 5 elements bound together, often drawn within a circle that connects them all. It has been used as a symbol of protection from ancient times. The pentagram was found stamped on the sides of grain jars in Sumeria, and it was used by the Egyptians, the Celts, the Kabbalists, the Christians, and the Gypsies. Used upright, it stands for the spirit ruling in the world of matter, also life, health, protection, and the human being as a microcosm of the universe. Inverted, it can stand for the horn god of the spirit hidden in matter or subject to it. The 5 points can represent the limbs of our bodies with the head above, the 5 senses, the 5 stages of life, such as infancy, youth, maturity, elderhood, and old age, or the states of consciousness and ecstasy. The top point is the spirit, as always our connection to deity. After reading these, if you are a massage therapist, or if you are involved in alternative healing, you might see how the pentagram also corresponds to the chakra system. Different witchcraft traditions place the elements at different points on the pentacle or pentagram. In ours, the right upper point is water, emotion, and intuition. Below is fire. Think of an underwater volcano. Our will and vitality, energy, and passion. The left upper point is air, our intellect and imagination. Below is earth, our bodies, health, prosperity, and earth herself. And what we're going to do next, in the next module, is we're going to go through the pentagram and talk about the different elements. We're not going to extend ourselves too much, as, again, we could be covering on each one of them a whole course complete. And we'll cover some of these not only in our alchemy course, but also on our massage and therapy courses. Thank you so much for sticking with the course. I hope that you're learning a lot about the history of Wicca, and I see you in the next module.